So you might have heard the words trauma-informed practice or trauma-aware practice. And I'd like to just spend a little bit of time talking to you about what that means and how it helps to inform how I deal with people, both just in creating a welcoming space as well as any treatment decisions that I might need to make. And it's an approach that I actually apply to everybody because it's about the process of being a human being. So there's an emerging field in Western medicine, psychology, psychiatry, biology. It comes from a range of disciplines, but there are these understandings that are now converging that describe why some life situations are really difficult for us, why some things that have happened in the past are really difficult to let go of. And it's to do with our nervous system. And in fact, as research is now uncovering and discovering through neuroscience and all different ways of studying the human being and studying our body and our biology, it's not just about what's happening in the brain, and it's certainly not a moral failing to not be able to get past something that was really difficult. It's actually because it becomes embedded and encoded in the physical body as well as in the brain. And so it's really important then, if we acknowledge that life is difficult and often throws up situations that are more than what we can handle in that moment for whatever reason, to remember that we're all made this way. All human beings are made with these pathways. And so when we start to understand them and work with them, it brings us all onto the same level. And struggling with something means that it's been encoded in the body and in some ways in the way that the brain responds to and strengthens those pathways. So it's about understanding what you've probably heard about, the fight or flight response, and also the freeze response, like a possum who's in danger, or play possum. And that's all part of it. That fight or flight response can become trapped, if you like a bird in a room where the door has become closed and the bird can't get out and it's just flying around and around and getting, more and more agitated. That's what can happen in these pathways. In our body and our mind, these pathways go down into our gut. So when we're talking about gut feelings, we're now coming to understand through Western medicine research that that's really true. And I do like to talk about these pathways sometimes when people come here because it's a revelation. It's like, I thought it was all to do with my thinking up here. It's like, no, a big part of it might be to do with how you're breathing. Let's just get you breathing in a different way and then send these calming signals up to the brain, up into the lower parts of the brain that belong to it's like our crocodile self, they call it the lizard brain. Really ancient, primitive kind of responses to the world, just to danger. And then there's the mammal brain, which is about getting cues from other people. Is it safe? Is it not safe? And right up on top there is a very thin layer, which is the human brain, which is about thinking and planning. And we need to get all of those layers harmonious with the body. And that's part of a trauma-aware practice. Being an acupuncturist who's trauma-aware means understanding the neurobiology of these pathways and helping to support somebody. And having an understanding of what calms everything down, what soothes everything, as well as having an understanding of what makes these pathways agitated and obviously avoiding that. If you know that you've been through some really, really difficult life experiences and they're hard to get past, then you'll be doing well to be seeing somebody like a talk therapist, psychologist, counsellor, you know, that range of therapy. Someone who's trauma informed, who understands when it's safe to talk about what you've gone through and when it's not, and how much to. The beauty of coming to acupuncture is that we just look at the body, look at the pathways, we feel the pulses, you know, talk about digestion, and then sleep or whatever it is, or not talk very much at all. Just, you know, we feel the pulses and understand what the body is asking for that day. And then you lie down on the treatment table, and then you receive a treatment which, as your practitioner, I'm aiming to settle down the nervous system to get it back to this state of regulation where everything is just moving together in a natural and easeful way. So that's what it means to be a trauma-aware or a trauma-informed acupuncture practitioner. It means understanding how to make this setting safe for you. And that applies whether you've been through difficulties, you know, overwhelming difficulties in your life or not. Because making everybody feel safe and calm and welcome and supported and connected, you know, treating people respectfully, giving people space, that's all relevant for every person. So I have a lot of respect for the research that's coming out from Western medicine about these pathways, because it's you know, when it's something that's coming through your body, whether it's your heartbeat or a knot in your stomach, that's not something that you can talk yourself out of. It's like, I know I'm feeling that, and it gives you something to work with. And it's a great treasure trove of information that you know, really applies to all human beings, and it really gives us a chance of experiencing peace and propagating well-being. So I'm connected with a bunch of practitioners who are also trauma-informed and trauma-aware and keep up ongoing education about how each modality works. So there's people who do sand play therapy, there's family constellations, there's a GP in my network, there's counsellors, movement therapists, naturopaths. There's a range of people who are all on the same page when it comes to understanding these pathways and how to create a sense of welcome and peace. And so if you need a referral to somebody, I have this trusted network of people that I can refer you to as well, which is a really great benefit. So I hope that is a good description of what it means to come and see somebody for acupuncture when that person is a trauma-informed practitioner or a trauma-aware practitioner. And if you have any further questions, please feel free to get in touch. Just click on the contact link. The message will go to my admin team and they can forward it to me, and I can answer any questions that you have. Also, if you would like to book an appointment, they can help you to make that booking as well. So if that sounds like something that really suits what you're looking for, then I would love to hear from you, and please feel free to get in touch.